Alright, hey guys, and welcome to part 2 of the tutorial. So, today we're going to continue on with our title animation tutorial, and last time when we left off, I was going to take the 4 arrows that transform our squares and just finish manually moving them around so that they did all 4 of them. And let's see the result right here, because I finished that. Let's get back into Blender. Alt-A. Alright, pop out and then pop up like that. So I think that looks really cool. And we can see here, if I press Z and then go out here, you can see all I've done is just duplicate them, move them over, and then rename them. So now that I have that done, we're going to go ahead and do the next part, which is fairly easy. So we're going to have here is what we have right here. We need to first go here to frame 36, where this all starts right here. We're going to go over to this Z right here, and we're actually going to... You know what, we'll do that in post, actually. I was thinking we could do this by alpha values, but I think it's better if we do this in post. So let's worry about that actually in a little bit. So, alright, now we have this, and all we have to do now, this is actually the really easy part, is basically take everything here and move it, scale it the opposite way, because we're basically going to have it pop out like this, after a few seconds, pop back in. So we're going to go over to the dope sheet here, because this is what it's best used for. We're going to press A to unselect everything, and then A to select all of it. And now we're going to go duplicate, and then we're going to scale X -1. Alright, so now we have that. Let's go ahead and move that to 1 frame after all this. Did that scale? No, that did not. Here we go. Alright, so let's move this out here. You gotta kind of move it out. The scaling on the X does not actually correspond to where the cursor is. I don't actually know, or maybe it does, hold on. Scale X -1. No, it does. Never mind. My bad. Yes, so when you're scaling the dope sheet, it does correspond to the cursor. It's been a little while, and that did not used to be a feature. So, yeah. All right. So we have this just 1 offset. So if we come out here, and then it just pops back in. So we actually want this to stay open for a bit longer, so the audience has time to read our text. And it's just 1 word, so really we only need about a second to 2 seconds for them to read it. So we're gonna go ahead and make it 2 seconds. So we're gonna grab 48 is 2 seconds, so we're going to grab 47 because I already grabbed it 1. So now we can play through the... Oh, nope, that's not going to be enough because right here... Well, it is going to be enough, but let's see. So this is going to be the end. So let's go ahead and press Alt-A here. So it pops out like this, and then after 2 seconds, it pops back in, and then boop. And so you see, the problem here we have now, though, is that these kind of like... and they kind of go in kind of slow, which you might be fine with. But actually, I want to change this. So this is really easy. What we're going to do here is we're going to open up the graph editor, and we're going to look at what we have here, which is right now nothing. All right, so here we go. Let's view all. All right, and let's look at this. Now, you can see that it doesn't, when you scale from the editor, the dope sheet editor, it doesn't actually, unfortunately, scale from anything really. It's kind of disappointing, but it's what it is, you know. It doesn't scale these F curves over appropriately, like it doesn't copy them over. It's a bit annoying, and I don't know why it does that, but it does. So we're gonna look at this really quickly. Let's see here. Turn all these other ones off so we can just worry about one at a time, and we're gonna look at what we've done over here. So the Z one we don't actually need to worry about because it's not a 3D object. So we're going to look here, and you're going to see, yeah, from here to here, it's not the same thing. So we're going to grab this because, see, it should be the other way around. This should be over here, but it doesn't do that for F curves. So I believe this is 21. So I was already out 1, so -20. And that should actually be about it, right? Yep. All right, and then we'll do the same for the Y. So you can make that dull, or, you know, cleared out. Grab 20 negative, whoops. All right, so there we go. All right, so let's see if that will work now. Boop. Yeah, it pops in, boop, boop, like that. So that's what we wanted. My sound effects, oh man. So, all right, so now that we have that done, let's go ahead and look at these other ones here. We're gonna just go one by one. So we're gonna have location here. And let's look at the X location first. Z location does not matter here. Once again, it's not a 3D object. That's the kind of nice thing about working with motion graphics such as this. We're going to take this and we're going to move this by, I think these were 14, so 13 negative. Yep, that they were. All right, so let's take that one out. Let's take this, grab that, 14 negative, there we go. All right, so that one is done. So yeah, once again, this is more repetitive stuff that if you know Python scripting, that would make this a lot easier. Grab x, negative 14, negative 13, sorry, negative 13. Hide that. Grab x, negative 13, there we go. All right, that's good. Oop. Okay, which ones have I already done? That is the question here. Let's just go ahead and select all these again. So we've done these two. Right, yep, all right, so we just have these two left. Let's see here. Grab x, negative 13. Let's hide that. I know this is a little boring for you all, and I'm sorry about that. There's not much I can do on that front. Oop, no, fuck. Alright, grab x, negative 13. Yep, not the most entertaining. Alright, so now we have that done, and one more here. Let's go ahead and get this x, grab this, grab x, negative 13. And then we're going to put the y in as well. Almost done. Finish strong here. There we go. Alright, so we have everything now. Cool. So let's go ahead and just make sure all these are visible. It won't really matter anyways because I think some of them are invisible, but it's fine. So now we play this back, this part here, and close and close. Perfect. Pop and pop and close and close. So that's what we want right there. And really now all we have to do left is basically render out and put the text in. So what I'm going to do right here is actually first we're going to make these different colors because it's just going to be it's going to look a lot nicer, and I don't want a white here because remember this is all about colors. Now I'm going to turn the specularity down to 0 and the intensity to 1. I'm not going to make this shadeless, although we could do that. Actually, you know what, I will make it shadeless because that's going to save us some time on the rendering, and not that I'm short on time or anything, but I do have a little bit of time constraints here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make this, well, see, we had a green, so we could do something like a pink or an orange. Really, I mean, really, we can do any color we want, but I'm trying to think of what might look best. And I think pink. We're gonna go with pink because it's a different color, and I think it goes well. So I'm gonna press Control L there and link these materials. So now I have this, and if we like look at this whole thing together, we're gonna Alt A, pop, and then pop, and then pop, and then boop. So what I'm going to do next is, because this text is not, well, actually, you know what, we could make this text animated if we really wanted to. Like we could do like a wave thing here, and then, oh, it's doing a little like side like that. You know, we won't animate the text. We're going to make this a little bit simpler, but you know, you can always expand on these concepts. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and look at our scene we have here. No ambient occlusion. We're going to make sure that this material is also shadeless, and we're just going to render right now. Oh, right, I forgot. We still have that stuff in the sequencer. All right, so let's go over here to post-processing. Let's uncheck sequencer. Let's render this image. All right, let's change this up a bit, and let's see if that's going to work. All right, so this looks okay, but the problem with it I'm seeing actually is the white. So, you know, this didn't really work. What should I do? 0.05, that's what you should do. Basically, actually 0.025? Yeah, let's look at that. The white is not going to work well with this light text, and this looks, I think, a little bit better, the darker text. Now, what I also want to do here is I want to drop a shadow. So let's go ahead and look at this first. We're going to go back over here. We're going to change this to have a pass in the object panel, the text, to a pass of 1. So we have that now, and I do not know what that is. What is that? Oh, main scale. This is the main scale. Move to layer 2. All right, so that's why. Okay, so now that we have this here, we're going to look at just layer 1, and so we have this pass 1. We're going to go over to the scene render panels and passes, and then we're going to make it so that there's a material or an object index also included with our render. and we're rendering at 100. So let's see. All right, so now that we have that there, we're going to go over to the node editor. We're going to use nodes, backdrop. We're going to go up here, render layer composite, output. We're going to get a viewer going here just so we can see what we're doing. It makes it a little bit easier. We're going to add a ID in converters. Yep, here we go, ID mask. We're going to go here for index obj, and we're going to go out for an alpha so you can see what we're doing in the viewer. And now we have 1. So this is going to get just this. We're actually going to go with a 0 though here because that's just what we need. We're going to anti-alias this, and we're going to go with a filter, directional blur, excuse me, and we're going to add this here. It's going to have 5 iterations, I think will be good, and it's going to be going negative. No, it's going to be going, what was it? We'll make this at 45-degree angle and going 0.01. There we go. So we could do something like this. This is basically the easiest way to do a drop shadow in Blender. We could also have it just move down directly, which is also pretty easy too. We could do, just something similar. What we can do here actually is better. It's probably gonna look slightly better is we're gonna go distort. We're gonna go to translate. We're gonna add something here. So this like this, and then we're gonna go 0.1, 0.1. Is that gonna be too far? Yeah, it's probably gonna be a little bit too far. Okay, yeah, so let's actually change this to 1. Oh yeah, this is gonna go down by pixels, so we're gonna do it by about 20, and then negative 20, because that's where I want the shadow coming from. I actually want this to be negative 20, just to make it look a little bit nicer. We're gonna add a filter, I believe, and I've never done this before, so I'm kind of going off the fly here, but I think this is gonna work for what I want. We're gonna go with a Gaussian blur of about 10. Will that be good? And we're actually going to make this -5, -5, because that way it's closer. We're going to then take this. We're going to add it, color, mix, and then we're going to multiply by this one. So you see now we have a nice little drop shadow there. Yep, that worked really well. All right, and then we're going to take this. I'm going to go look back at this image. We're going to take this here. We're going to multiply. Nope, we're going to actually just subtract, I think. No, maybe not. Actually, what I can do here is this. I can go color alpha over, because I have this mask here very nicely. I can go here, duplicate this, make a index value of 1. Pull that object out here and alpha over to the factor. And what I'm doing basically is just masking right now. And then we can just look at it here, and this might be wrong. Yep, we might need to go the other way. Oh, so yeah, there we go. We have our little Blender text. So let's actually take that, and maybe it needs to be this way. Let's switch these around again. Nope, it's gonna just be like that. All right, well, that's fine. We can deal with that. So we're gonna end up with this white background then, which is completely fine. That doesn't really matter much at all. Let's see. Do I have something wrong here? No, I do have everything right. Yep, so that's about it. All right. And, okay. Yeah, so that's going to look like this. And I guess we actually will end up with the white background, which is completely fine. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go over to this layer, which I have set up. And we're going to, well, first we're going to render this out again. So we're going to render image. Oh, look at me all over the place today. Render this image. All right, and let's look at the composite, which we did not connect up correctly, of course. Let's convert this right over to here. Render image. All right, so now we have this, and what I'm going to do is image, save as an image. I'm going to save this as Blender text obj, and I'm just going to save it in Blender projects. That's fine. All right, so now I have this, and what I'm going to do next is I'm going to change the anti-aliasing down to 5. Just once again, I'm trying to speed up render time so I can get the rest of this tutorial out. Let's see, render image should be good. Let's see here. So we're going to take these two right here, and we're going to also add them as a pass. So actually, I think we're going to do them individually. Yep. That's fine. Okay, so we're going to make these all pass 1 because I'm going to do the same post-processing that I did on the other ones on this. I'm going to render them out, and I will be right back, guys. Alright, hey guys, I'm back. I just finished that rendering. It was actually really fast. You can see up here in the corner as I've just finished, the time was like less than a second per frame. So that was really nice, and that was sped up by a lot of the optimization we did with, shadeless and whatnot, and anti-aliasing at 5. So I'm going to play that back to you guys, I guess, really quickly here. Let's get this going. Let's move these. Add nope, not a movie, sorry. An image. Add that. Nope, that's not what I want. I want this. Add image, let's move this to 0, and then let's go ahead and play through this. So it's going to be a little slow because of buffering, but basically, yeah. So you can see that pops out like that, and then it's going to pop back in like that, and then disappear. So now we have to put our Blender thing in, and this is going to be a bit more tricky. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to leave this node set up here, but I'm going to disconnect both of these nodes so I don't have to worry about it. And that's just, because I want to keep this effect here, and it's a nice little effect to have, but I don't really need it. So I'm also going to select free unused because these are unused, and I want it to free from the memory so it's not taking up all my time compositing it when it doesn't need to be. So next I'm going to add an input of an image. I'm going to open it, and it's going to be all of these. So I'm going to start with 0. I'm going to open the image. It's actually going to be an image sequence. Frames is going to be 145 because 0 to 44, 144 is 145 frames. The start frame is 1, even though it's 0, it's still 1. We're going to auto refresh this. We're not going to make it cyclic. That's very important. If it was cyclic, it's very possible it could mess up. We're going to open up a new image here, looking at Blender projects, Blender text object PNG. Now we have this. So let's look at this right here. And this is a really easy. So what we're actually going to do here is, these are PNGs. Oh, I forgot one thing in the rendering, and this is why you always check your render settings before you render, which I did not. I rendered this, the box overlay without an RGBA value, which was really important because I actually need that to overlay here. So I'm going to re-render that, and I will be back again. Alright, I'll be right back again. Alright guys, I'm back again. Sorry about that. A little off day today. So yeah, I've just finished that. Those renders take a little bit longer than the previous ones because they're saving alpha channels, but the same is still okay. So I'm going to go ahead and let's detach these here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I can see them better. Alright, let's detach that and detach that. So now this is actually going to be a lot easier. Instead of having to mask stuff, we really just have to alpha that. We could have masked it, but I really did not want to do that. So we're going to take this, and you can see we have that, and then we have this. So we're going to go ahead, and we're going to alpha over, and we're going to take this here, and this one here, I believe, and let's make sure that goes just right. Alright, okay, so you can see that that is perfect. That is just what we want. Actually, you know what we should do? We should change this to, be a mix value, I believe, and we're gonna do multiply, I believe, from that. So image, and then this image right here, which will be, nope, maybe the other way around. Is it? No, it's not the other way around. I'm trying to think here. Hold on one second. If this does not work, it's okay. I'll just go back to what I was gonna do. But I think, and this is all about nodes, just a little bit of experimentation. You can see here I'm getting some pretty cool colors. Overlay? No. Okay, well, we'll just go back to what I was going to do then. That's fine. Not a big deal. All right, so we have this here, and the shadows are a little white on the Blender thing, but dark on everything else. But that's not a really big deal. All right, so there's one last thing we have to do here, which is the mix, and we're going to add this mix here, and then you can see here now, if we go here, there's no Blender text. Now, see, that's not what we want. But it kind of is in a way, so we do want it, we just want it at a very specific time. So let's go to frame 36 here, and we're going to change this FAC from 1 here, and then we're going to keyframe that. We're going to go back 1 frame, and we're going to keyframe that again. So this, now we go back to our other keyframe on frame 36. We're going to keyframe this to 0. We're going to insert a keyframe there. So now this is going to be the actual Blender text. So now you can see there's Blender, but on this frame, there's no Blender. So then about over here, let's see. When is it that it happens? The magic happens. Magic happens right about, nope, there we go. All right, so this one right here is where we're gonna have a FAC of 0. and then on frame 108, and then on frame 109, we're going to have a fact of 1. And now that we have that, and you can see here, there is no more blender. Oh, nope, let's go a little farther. There's no blender there. If we change that fact to 0, that would not be the case, but that's okay. All right, so we have that there, and let me render this out, and one more time, I'll be right back to you guys. Alright guys, and I'm back. Now we're done with this animation, and I think this is pretty much it. I'm going to show it to you all, and then that'll be about it for me today. I know it's been a little bit longer than normal. Both of them have been, I think, almost 30 minutes long. I'm sorry about that. I know we like to keep it short here, but occasionally things have to go a little longer, and especially when you're explaining like that. I could do some more optimization to this, but I don't think I will. I actually like the way it turned out, and about to play it in a second. So, and I guess on your own time, you guys can tinker with it if you'd like. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I guess to end off, we'll just go ahead and play the animation. And we'll play it twice, once to let it buffer, and then 2 to actually like get it, to see it in full glory. There we go. All right, now this is the real one. All right. I think it turned out pretty good, guys. All right, well, thanks for watching this Blender tutorial. Thanks so much for watching. Sorry, a little bit of a struggle today, I guess. I'll see you all in the next tutorial. Bye.